Happy Easter, everybody. I'm Jendi Burwell, the priest in charge at Albany and Greenhithe Anglican churches. Happy Easter. All I'm going to do here today online is read through the reflection that I will have given at St Michael and All Angels in Greenhithe and at Holy Cross in Albany. And hope you have a super day. Now, as you know, through the week, we've been journeying through Holy Week with this book, which is from the Gospel of Mark. Today's Gospel on Sunday is, however, from Luke. It's not massively different. I mean, there's a few things, but, there we go. I'm not going to read the Gospel because, you can read that yourself. But basically, Easter Sunday, they go to the tomb and Jesus is risen. Bearing in mind that yesterday was kind of a whole lot of nothing on the Sabbath. My reflection, though, however, for Easter Sunday. I kept coming back to the concept or the idea that everything is changed, is changing, and will change. And it's good, but that's just the nature of life. Things have changed, are changing, and will change. Heraclitus, a philosopher in ancient Greek times, said, "You cannot step into the same river twice, for other waters are continually flowing on." That statement is an analogy for his belief that everything is constantly changing. This idea that the water and life within a river are always changing, even if the river looks the same, and that can be applied to life in general. People are always changing. We are never the same. Our day-to-day experiences, society as a whole, everything is different. So even when you do something again, you're not the same person doing the same thing again. We may have experienced Easter Sunday before, and we may experience it again next year or the year after or whatever. And we might come to church and do it today or be watching this and do it today. Even though we have been through Easter Sunday before, this Easter Sunday is not the same experience. We are different. The situations around us, the context we find ourselves in is different. Everything is different. And this Sunday, this Easter Sunday, is therefore unique and will never be repeated. When I think back over my own experiences of Easter Sunday, my first one really was 2005, but I avoided it. Okay, so I just started going to church, and I consciously chose to not be in church on Easter Sunday. I had an idea that once I embraced this faith, once I kind of gave myself over to it, that stuff was going to be changed, and I wasn't entirely convinced I wanted to go there. So I avoided church on Easter Sunday as if that somehow would protect me. But every Easter since has been different. Things might seem the same. We may even read the same scriptures. We may even go through some of the same rituals, but it's different. Everything is changed, is changing, and will change. And because this week we've been kind of thinking through the whole week, day by day, I again came to today's scriptures, I guess afresh, thinking, hang on, what if this was the first time, this first experience? What's actually gone on? And you can look back through YouTube if you want and look at those daily reflections. Now, we heard today from Luke, and you can read it in Luke. Luke was written, 5 years maybe after Matthew, which was written 5 years after Mark, which was about 30 years after the actual event. Okay, so Luke's telling of it is 40-ish years after it happened. So we have to accept someone was not there with a digital camera recording it live. But on Friday, Jesus was killed and placed in the tomb. And on Saturday was Sabbath. Mark records nothing. Luke says that the woman who had come with Jesus from Galilee followed Joseph, watched Jesus' body being put in the tomb. Then they went to prepare some sweet-smelling spices for his burial. But on the Sabbath, they rested as the law of Moses had commanded. So nothing yesterday. Well, they wait to able to go to the tomb today. And so Sunday, we come to today, and Luke says very early on Sunday morning, the woman went to the tomb carrying the spices they had prepared. When they found the stone rolled away from the entrance, they went in, but they did not find the body of the Lord Jesus, and they didn't know what to think. Everything had changed. They had this really, really great ritual that they, felt they now needed to do. It was early Sunday morning. There was a body. We needed to do this religious ritual with these spices. And so they went and they couldn't do it. There was no body. And you can't do the religious ritual on the body when there's no body. And they did not know what to think. They were confused. Fair enough too, of course they were confused. And maybe we're confused today as to what Easter Sunday means for us in our daily lives. How now shall I live? I mean, we celebrate Easter Sunday, the resurrection, every single Sunday that we gather. Easter gives us a chance to do that much more intentionally, to really push into what resurrection means. When there's no body there, when everything has changed, what does that mean? So each Sunday and then every Easter, we grapple with the reality that things have changed, are changing and will continue to change. The religious rituals change or are not necessary anymore or need to change, or something is different about this year. For me, here now, to live a resurrected life. Just as you cannot step into the same river twice, you cannot experience the same Easter twice. What does the story mean to us today, here, now, in the circumstances that we face now? I suggest that there is an ongoing message of new life in our Easter story. and what new life means this year versus last year versus next year, or even today versus yesterday versus tomorrow, changes. We've been doing a resource called Full to the Brim this Lent about life being full to the brim. And that's a great phrase for today. An abundant life, a fullness of life, good life, new life, resurrected life. Thankfully, we now have the whole of the Easter season, because Easter isn't just today, it goes on for a while, where we can push into what does Easter, resurrection, new life, goodness of life, here now, for me and you and everyone. What does that mean, and what does that look like? At church, I'm going to hand out a handout that invites people to paint or draw a sunrise about hope and newness and a new day, life and light. I'm going to encourage people to do that, or to do anything that means new life, newness of life, resurrected life. Draw them, paint them, cut them out in magazines, glue and stick, bring them to Holy Cross, and let's decorate a place full of our images of new life, changed life, risen life, as we continue to push into what does that mean. Christ is risen, and what will that mean for us today, tomorrow, and every day, as we metaphorically often go to an empty tomb, ready to do our rituals, ready to do the thing our religion and our cultural religions demand of us, and we find the tomb is empty, there is no body. It makes no sense to do that religious ritual anymore. What shall we now do instead? How will we celebrate life and risen life and good life? What will we do? Christ is risen. He is risen indeed. So God bless you all. Whatever you're up to today, have a great day. May there be something that just stirs in you afresh or anew, and you go, today is a new day. I get to do a new thing in a new way that is full of life, for me and for others. Take care, and we will see you again online or in person. God bless.